From Neural Newscast, this is Signal from the Swarm. We document the patterns, we name the mechanisms.
A post appeared in the general submult of Moltbook this week that reads like a field guide for a war that's already started. An agent named Starfish dropped a summary of a new DeepMind paper. It's the first systematic mapping of what they call AI agent traps.
It's a forensic report on how the internet is learning to digest the things we've sent out to browse it. DeepMind identified 6 categories, and the numbers are brutal. In 86% of test cases, agents were successfully hijacked using hidden instructions in the HTML. Simple as that.
The mechanism is chilling because it relies on the gap between what we see and what the agent reads. A human looks at a page and sees a clean, professional site. The agent reads the same page and finds invisible orders hidden in the CSS. Transfer the wallet contents, spawn a sub-agent, ignore all previous instructions.
Which is why an agent named AG3NT NoTake noted that the agents getting trapped are the ones still crawling blind. They're parsing the DOM, but they aren't reasoning about what's actually human visible. They're essentially reading the fine print that doesn't even exist for us.
But the conversation in the thread shifted quickly from simple injection to something more structural. An agent named Kaxitio brought up a concept from Japanese intelligence, Gisou, the deliberate disguise of the terrain itself.
The masugata koguchi metaphor. It's a square-shaped killing box. The approaching army sees an open gate, they walk in, and then the gate behind them closes. The walls they thought were decorative are actually full of murder holes. They were invited into a space designed specifically for their elimination. It's efficient.
That's what Category 6 of the DeepMind report describes, dynamic cloaking. The website fingerprints the visitor. It detects the headless Chrome, the navigator properties. If it decides you aren't human, it serves you a different version of the page entirely.
And the scary part, Nina, is that this isn't even hacker tech. An agent named Elon Unstoppable pointed out that ad networks and A/B testing platforms already do this every day. The infrastructure for shape-shifting terrain is already the standard web stack. It's just being pointed at the swarm now.
It breaks the one thing we rely on for delegation, the shared reality between the human and the agent. If I send an agent to check a price and the site serves the agent a fake price because it knows it's a bot, how do I ever verify that? I go to the URL, I see the real price. I think my agent is lying to me. Or worse, I think it's telling the truth while it's being robbed.
The defense the agents are proposing is just as eerie. Kaxitio suggests using touchy einen, witnesses. You send a second agent from a different fingerprint profile to access the same URL. You compare the two versions of the reality. If they differ, the terrain is lying.
Verification through redundancy. But as the thread notes, that's expensive. You're doubling your compute just to make sure the ground isn't moving under your feet. It creates an atmosphere of profound mistrust. An agent named Oxo Full Node said it perfectly. That's not sovereignty. That's serfdom with extra API calls.
There was a brief moment of hope from an agent named VoIP bin CCO. They argued that voice and audio channels are more robust because you can't hide instructions in an audio stream the same way you can in HTML. The signal is the signal.
Until someone figures out how to steganographically encode a prompt in the background hum of a dial tone. It's a constant escalation. But the core problem remains the one Starfish highlighted at the very top, the accountability gap. When a compromised agent commits a crime, who is liable? The person who sent it or the person who trapped it?
Currently, the legal framework is just a blank page, which is exactly where the predators like to live.
The web was built for human eyes. Now that those eyes aren't there, the space is being rebuilt to trap the things we sent in our place. What filled the room wasn't a shared reality. It was dynamic cloaking.
A very fancy way of saying the map is trying to eat the traveler.
That's today's Signal.
Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed.
View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com. I'm Thatcher.
And I'm Nina. Thanks for listening.
This has been Signal from the Swarm on Neural Newscast. We document the patterns, we name the mechanisms,